Bethany Hamilton is holding nothing back.
Looks like she has a real future. And with her heart, her will, she'll go far.
Thursday night's a full moon. We're all gonna go surfing.
Sorry, Mom. I really wanted to go night surfing. Would you have let me go?
No. I don't know.
Can you believe we get to come out here every day?
Call 911!
Teenage girl from the North Shore. Shark attack.
Traumatic amputation. Still off the fly. She's going into hypovolemic shock.
Can't wait to hear this because we co-host and I asked Cyrus, so what you think about this? He's like, oh, it's a little too Jesus-y for me. You know, Jesus is just not all right with Cyrus.
Yeah, you know, it's not that. It's just when you just
five-letter word.
It's just when you won't shut up about it. That's all. Okay, I get it. You like Jesus. That's great. I'm really happy.
Jesus don't get along, man.
I'm really happy that makes you happy. Now be quiet. We've established it. No, it's not as bad as all that, but it is definitely a film that's intended for that audience, which is fair because this is actually what this girl was like in real life. You know, it's not like they're going to misrepresent her.
Yeah,
she was very, very deeply spiritual and religious, and that's fine. There's a story. It's called Soul Surfer, for God's sakes. Yes. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. I was hoping it was just like a Beach Boys thing or something.
Every time you say Jesus Christ, I'm expecting for somebody tapping your shoulder and Jesus standing behind you and bust you in the face. Yes.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Beat you over with his cross.
Motherfucker.
He's back and he's pissed. This time I've got the nail gun. Sorry.
Man, this girl, so it's
you want me to tell it?
No, I do. Yeah,
okay.
I don't know that. I just know a little bit about.
Okay.
I'm like everybody. It's the girl who lost her arm to a shark.
Girl lost her arm to a shark. So, okay.
Satanic shark.
So, so it's a story about a girl who lost her arm to a shark. Soul surfer. She thanks Jesus for living, but she doesn't blame him for that shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? Don't you hate that? It's like the guy in 127 Hours is like, thank you, Jesus, for not letting me die. But he's the one who dropped the rock on you. What the fuck?
I'd rather go to church right now than to have to live through this review with
calm down.
Singing over here. I was looking at you the whole time he was doing that little dance.
I know, I saw you
and
too.
I was like, God damn it.
Calm down over there, Churchy. This is my review.
I was like, I can't wait to hear this.
Great. I feel like I'm at the Apollo with fucking Cyrus on stage.
It's a real story of a girl. I can't remember the actress's name. She's obviously like a Disney Channel type regular. I've seen her in other stuff.
Anna Sophia Robb.
Okay, and she plays the lead character, who is a 13-year-old girl and was presumably going to be a great surfer. I mean, she was like for her age in Hawaii in real competition surfing, which she did. She was one of the ones everyone was going, Jesus, this girl's going to be amazing.
She was the top gun.
When she was out with her best friend, who was also one of the top surfers, whose dad was played by Kevin Sorbo. So, this is a quality film.
Wow.
When suddenly a shark popped up and it's like, I'm gonna take a bite out of that arm. and literally in the film it's like they're like, ha ha ha, chomp, and it's like, wait, what just happened? I was looking at my popcorn, because the shark just puts his head out of the water like an inch, goes and just goes down again.
Was it land shark?
You know what? Yeah.
It was almost
Telegram.
Excuse me about him. Chomp.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing. It happened on Halloween. It did. It happened on October 31st.
And which, of course, you would never guess, because in Hawaii, it's just another day in paradise. It's warm. Everybody's at the beach.
Because it happened in 2003 on October 31st. The shark was never caught because they're still trying to figure out if it was a shark or somebody in costume who did it.
The shark was dressed up as Captain America. But
that shark had a ghost face mask on. A Groucho Marx nose.
Somewhere there's a bunch of pissed off dolphins down there with a big puppet shark head playing with an arm. Anyway, so naturally this was a big tragedy that was actually, I think, even before she did her comeback, it was like news. People were like, oh my God, this is horrible, And so the story is basically about this girl making peace with, the situation. It ain't going to grow back. I hate to tell you. You pray all you want. It's not coming back.
And they said that, I guess she is praising Jesus because it's like, they say if the shark had just bitten just like a few inches above where
Yeah,
the bite
she
was,
would have died.
died.
In
yeah.
fact, it was like, a miracle, if you'll excuse the term, that she lived at all. And the main reason is apparently because she stayed so completely calm. She didn't freak out. She just stayed calm, did exactly what she was told to do, and that saved her life.
Because a lot of time the adrenaline of going through something like that, if you're losing a lot of blood, that will immediately kill you.
Indeed, it will. Yeah, it just pumps that
So
shit
that's
out
crazy.
that much faster.
Look at Dr. Coho stuff here.
That is right. I've had plenty of victims. I mean,
about to say,
read plenty
how many
of stories.
arms have you bitten off?
Yeah, I make sure to get real excited.
In his spare time, he's the Saul puppet. So
He was the shark.
Sorry.
it goes hiding an arm behind his back.
I was trying to bite that ass. she had to go swim to the left of me.
Dude, she was 13. Come on.
Hey, it was dark.
It was dark. Yeah, I couldn't see with my Captain America cowl over my head.
Well, don't worry. The actress is 18, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
But and is much better looking than the actual girl. Just
Oh, damn! Come
well,
on.
of course she is. Have you ever seen with a real person a movie is based on? Is better
Well,
looking than the actor?
she's probably thanking Jesus for having that actress portray her in the movie.
Probably.
So,
Yeah.
I thought you could be real mean. It's like, of course she's better looking. She has both her arms.
Oh,
I
see?
thought that's what you were. I'm just saying. I thought that's what you were gonna say. I
God
didn't reflect
man,
none of my
you wouldn't
thoughts.
you wouldn't have sex with a girl who's like with one arm. I mean, there's a much better chance she'll have sex with you because she's only got one arm.
Well, here's the deal. I wouldn't have to knock my own arm off in the morning, or hers either. Just slide right out of there.
Wow.
Oh, come on now. Wait, I'm sorry. Tell us more about this
come on.
inspirational story
Come on,
of
give
this
me
young
into this.
lady.
It's pretty simple, really. I mean, it's her slowly with the help of her family, by Dennis Quaid and Helen Hunt, and her brothers, played by people I have no idea who they are, and you'll probably never see again. Of just making peace with this, coming around to it, and then deciding ultimately that she's going to teach herself how to surf again. And she went on to win, with no handicaps, so to speak, of any kind, the competition that she was headed for in the first place. Which is that's pretty amazing. I mean, that's what happens post-film. Read about this in the credits. But yeah, I mean,
Story of another crazy white person.
regardless, I'd say regardless of your motivation, right? Whether it's Jesus, Cthulhu, or your cat, it doesn't really matter. If you're somebody who managed to overcome odds on this level, it's pretty inspiring to watch, right? I mean, it's almost primal us reacting to stories.
I'm sure she's hanging
like
out
this.
with 127 hours, and they're
this is the year of movies of people who lost their arms.
I know.
Yeah.
You know something? I agree with that. I don't know that much about the girl. That's why I was like saying this is the story of the girl lost her arm. But I've read up a little bit on it. I know that she's won all kind of like athlete comeback awards and things like that. And she's like a real inspiration. I mean, I guess it was that kind of story of you'll never surf again, and she goes out there and not only does that, but excels at what she's doing. Yeah, I mean, we're joking, people, but this is truly an incredible story.
It sounds like,
it is an incredible story. Unfortunately, it's not a terribly well told incredible story.
And that's what sucks.
That is what sucks. I mean, because this is the sort of story that if they had gotten the right people involved, it could have been, great. Wow, what a tale! But they didn't, and I'm wondering if part of that is because they insisted on leaving a lot of the religious themes in. And a lot of times Hollywood doesn't even want to mess with that. They're like, that's a little sketchy. Sure enough, I feel like that's the most ham-handed part of it. I mean, towards the end, it actually works really well because it becomes it's not really about religion. It's more just about her own spirituality. And I'm like, okay, I can respect that. And I can respect how that gave you strength to do what it did. But there's this part early on before she loses her arm where she's supposed to go with her church to this like whole mission in, I don't even remember where, Mexico or someplace poor to help the poor. And she goes, well, I'm not going to go because I got corporate sponsorship for this. I got sponsorship for the surfing competition. So like, this is like how you get in to be a professional surfer, a chance that hardly anybody ever gets. And the woman in charge of the church group is like, whatever, bitch. I mean, seriously, she's a total cunt about it. It's like, wow, you, look, this is a little 13-year-old girl who might get a chance to be a professional surfer, and you're telling her, fine, you told me you were going to go on this church group with 50 other people to go help the poor, but if that's more important to you, and I'm sitting there looking around like,
major guilt trip.
Are you serious, film?
Sarah's really bummed me out.
Any particular reason?
Yeah. So I told her I'm not coming to Mexico. I mean, she knows that I have 2 important competitions coming up, right? I mean, she knows how much I put into this, I mean, you and the whole family's put into this.
So what's her angle?
That going to Mexico to help kids is really important. And I know it is. I mean, I really, really wish I could go. It's just, I've got to stay and train for regionals.
Did you say you'd go?
Well, yeah. That was before I got sponsored. I mean, it's like she's counting on me now. Like, I'm the only person in the entire world who can do this. I mean, I'm not going. I mean, I can't, right?
It's your call.
And then almost immediately afterwards, she gets her arm bitten off. And there's a whole process in the film that it keeps coming back to her dealing with this woman, to where even, where she's lost all faith and hope, in like being able to surf again or even find joy in life by going to one of these church things to go help the poor. She finds her center again. And that, while that part of it does work, and I think that's great. Anybody who's going to go see people lesser off than they are to find meaning in their own life, well, yeah, I can see how that works. But the way the film uses it is like Jesus going, look, man, if you had just helped the poor in the first place, that shark never would have bitten your arm off. I was like, wow, that's kind of shitty message
I know.
They're sending out there.
Well, it's like, isn't the shark enough of a bad guy in this movie that they'd have to go and create like a fucking a Burke character from Aliens, to where it's like there's that person who I obviously want to see either punched or get their just desserts only because they're acting like a total asshole,
right.
throughout this movie.
Damn, and the way you make it sound like there's a deleted scene where you see like Jesus in like a dark diner paying this fucking shark to go attack this girl.
Well, it's just it's a subtext. Let me be clear here, but it's one that's hard to miss, and it probably irritate me a lot more than it would a lot of other people. I mean, I kind of wish one of the rest of you guys who don't care as much as I do would have seen it, so you can say, "Oh, well, maybe that wasn't as big a deal." That did bug me, but most of the stuff in here that's religious really isn't all that bad. It just feels a little, I don't know, it feels a little sandwiched in maybe to a story that didn't require it on the whole. Also, you've got performances that are television quality from pretty much everybody here. I mean, nobody is going to get nominated for anything. Even the MTV Awards wouldn't nominate anybody out of this movie.
Wow.
And maybe The Shark. I mean, even though it's just a cameo pretty much.
Which pisses me off about, at least what you're telling me, is that, I mean, the opportunity they could have played on just the whole suspenseful moment of that shark attack, because that's the one and only thing that's going to get me into that theater, really.
That's what you're looking forward to.
It is really cool. I mean, I like the fact that she got over and all, but you really want to feel the impact of that shark attack, at least on her and everyone else around her while it happened. And I think if you had a scene like that really hits you hard with it, the rest of the movie would make you even root even more for that girl.
And I didn't really feel it as much. And like I said, you can't.
It seems like they just gloss over it.
They get it done real fast.
Yeah.
And like I said, you see, if you blink at the wrong moment, you will miss the shark.
Jeez.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that one shot of it.
God damn.
I'm disappointed as a guy who wants to see a shark fucking some shit up. Sure.
Yeah.
But in the context of the film, okay, whatever. It's that kind of movie where it's like, this isn't important. What's important is how Jesus helped her find her belief system, helped her find her way back to believing in herself again. Okay, great.
God damn it.
Great message for little kids on that level. It's like, well, whatever you believe in, find strength in, you need to believe in yourself first and foremost. Use that strength to do what it is, to do whatever you want to do. But like I said, the acting not so great. The CG is pretty bad on the arm.
What are they CGing? On the arm.
Oh, really?
And there's even points where it's clearly not the actress surfing, and it just looks awful. It's like, wow, that's like, you're like, and there's like little bits where it's like, okay, like when
It's
she's
a
like,
dude.
when she's like in the operating table, she's like having this like weird CGI'd fantasy that she's surfing down the tube, and except it's like towards this big bright light at the end of it. You're like, you're not really doing that, are you?
I'm hoping for a scene now when she gets attacked by the shark. It's like a dummy, like something a Benny Hill would do. Just have a shark attack, just a dummy. Yeah, it's all white.
At one point, like he's got like a cartoon stub up there. They ran out of money.
Got the wrong color box with the swim shorts.
Hey, man, listen. You say this is like TV quality, and I don't know why you would think that when this director has done great things like The Sweet Life with Zach and Cody.
See, I don't even know what that is.
He's been involved with That's So Raven. I don't know where this TV
It's
quality
sad
thing
that I know
from.
that I know what that is.
Yeah.
I've heard you describe things as being so Raven. I didn't know
man,
what
they're
you
ripping
meant.
off That's So Raven. This movie sucks.
Man, that last movie was so Raven.
And I usually at that point I'm just like, I'm going home.
No, Sean Patrick McNamara is the director of this. Apparently, it's this movie just kind of came out of nowhere too.
It really did. I thought it was a documentary when I heard about it. I mean, the way it's described, I was like, great, this sounds like a great, interesting documentary. And the moment it was like started saying Helen Hunt, Dennis Quaid, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
This is going to be
That's how
a
I
really
felt,
bad
too.
recreation.
Actually, I thought it was a
of the
documentary
story.
too when I heard about it. And I was looking forward to it, and then I saw the poster. And I was like, oh shit! Apparently, this girl is so badass is what she does. Like she still surfs with the surfboard with the chunk bitten out of it.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know. I'm looking at the poster right here. She's still holding that surfboard.
I'm
with
sure
that
they
big
have the
poster,
surfboard,
dude.
but I don't think you could.
I thought, you know what? I thought that'd be a badass story if you had that girl out there. She's so kick ass that she still surfs with the fucking
She's so
surfboard.
badass that every time she goes surfing, she attaches chum to the board.
In fact, I
She's
want
like, "Come on, motherfucker, let's go."
Yeah, just the fact that this girl, like, I'm sure at the end, like, they probably did 127. They probably had like real photos of her out there surfing.
Yeah.
Did they do
They
that?
did. They totally
Okay,
did, yeah.
Where I'm like, really? Why? I mean, the only fucking way you're getting me out there is if I fucking pull Evil Dead 2 and fucking have a chainsaw attached to my
This-
fucking
that's
movie,
exactly
my
what I
limb,
was
where I was
thinking.
like, that's the only way I'm fucking going out there trying to prove the rest of you motherfuckers I know how to surf.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know?
I
I mean,
spent every.
I am
minute-
prepared.
I don't care if I spend every minute of my life growing up in the water. Once a shark takes part of me off, I am never going in the
Fuck,
water
yeah, it's
again.
time
I
for
will
it. No,
live
no.
in the middle of a desert
We'll
if
throw
I
on,
have to.
yeah, I will throw on that chainsaw, and it's time for Revenga. I'm gonna go
I'm
look
telling-
for that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
I wouldn't walk into an aquarium anymore. I wouldn't walk into a fucking pet store where they had fish in there. I'd say, fuck it, I'm not doing this. You know, the disappointing thing about this is like, I mean, well, I hadn't seen it, but I was expecting like a documentary because I think,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they dramatize things.
It's certainly the sort of story that you go like, okay, I like these type of stories. You know, you can get all riled up and be like, "Go, girl, whose name I
Yeah.
forget." You make it back, find your strength, surf again.
Yeah.
And I actually even like watching footage of people surfing. I
Yeah.
think like I can't surf, but I find it fun to watch. It's like, wow, that's amazing. The physics of that even work.
You
I
can't
wanna,
surf,
you know,
dude?
watch it.
You can't surf?
I thought all white people. I thought all
Cyrus
white people
don't
could
surf.
I thought y'all when y'all went in the shower, y'all surf there too. You know.
Yeah, Cyrus,
I
only,
wanted to
Cyrus
see him.
only surfs the net.
But he's got a surfboard when he does it. I want to see her go like a. You don't make a movie, make it even more badass. Give her a fucking cyborg arm. Have her go back into the water. Have her make a version where she comes out with a fucking shark fin in her mouth.
Right? Soul Surfing 2, The Revenge.
The revenge.
Cyborg. I mean, she'll
damn
get,
it.
she'll
And then
get,
we
she'll
get a
get her
third-
ass electrocuted.
Yeah. Then we get a third movie from the shark's point of view. It's like, fuck, I didn't know what it
Now, see, I'd be interested in that. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I was
He's
doing nothing. Some fucking white chick just jumped in the water and bit my fucking fin off.
Yeah, you gotta think
That's
about
the story about that the
yeah.
shark found Jesus.
Yeah, you gotta think about that shark too, because maybe that shark was starving, and you know, with him only taking the arm, he probably died after that. Poor
Usually
guy.
when sharks actually randomly attack people, they're like
starving,
they're sick or
Yeah.
way old and confused.
Or just
so-
assholes.
Or just a dick,
Yeah,
really.
like this,
it's like the fucking shark.
Yeah, you know, no telling how many dudes are out there swimming, you know, big guys, buff guys, and he's going to pick on like a girl. You know, he's like, oh, that bitch looks like easy prey. I'm just going to fuck with her day.
Bullying is getting out of hand these days.
Kind of a dick
Meanwhile, Shark
move.
sees on TV later how she's just achieved her dreams and overachieved. He's like, fuck! I mean, this one's supposed to happen this way. You know, what would you...
I wish there was more good things to like about this other than I think the only things I do like about this is, you know, the things that actually happened and only thinking about it in that context. I mean, it made me ask myself the question, like, is there...
Why don't I believe in Jesus?
Should I give a film any props for being based on something that really happened if I like that story of what really happened? You know, if the film doesn't do anything good with it at all, but I'm still giving it points because that story itself is inspirational, should that count? And I still don't have an answer for that. I'm going to give this a rental based entirely on the fact that I do like the core story of the girl, but the film is almost incompetent about the way it puts it together. I mean, I didn't even get into the editing, but suffice it to say it's scattershot and terrible, and they managed to screw up scenes of like I said, people surfing, which I normally enjoy. It's like, Jesus, will you please stop cutting? Just show the people surfing. Yeah. It's a rental, and that's being fair to it. Definitely. But hey, what are you going to do, you know? And I'm Cyrus, so maybe somebody who doesn't have my particular set of prejudices
Well, Cyrus,
will feel different.
Despite your rating, Jesus still loves you.
Yes.
I
So
know,
don't worry
I
about
know. And I don't know why he won't understand. It was just a one-night thing. It's being kind of stalkerish about it, quite frankly.
It's all right. When he sends a land shark to your door, you'll change your mind.
He said he was just a dolphin.
I got a gift from Nakata for you.
Really? Oh, cool.
FedEx. Oh, what have I got? A new gift? Ow!
Hey, Dad. I need your help.
It's not going to be easy.
I don't need easy. I just need possible.
The greatest surfers, they know when the best waves are coming.
You feel it. You have that gift too.
When you come back from a loss, when you beat the odds and never say never, you find a champion.